Hi everybody. In this video, I'm going to show you and explain the difference between Illustrator graphics, which are vectors, and Photoshop graphics, which are raster. So let's get started. So we are going to start, here's Illustrator. So you recently completed a color wheel graphic, so open that up. And now we're going to select it, press Command A, that selected the whole color wheel, and then Command C will copy it. And now we're going to switch over to Photoshop. And in Photoshop, we'll make a new file. We'll make it the typical print size with 300 resolution since we're coming from Illustrator. And I'm going to make sure my move tool is selected so this goes smoothly, and then press in Photoshop Command V. It's going to prompt you what type of object and go with pixels. And now I'm just going to drag that up towards the top center of the file. And then once I choose the move tool, that selection control box that allows you to move it will go away. Notice we have a new layer in Photoshop. We're in layer 1 and the background layer just has a white background. Okay, so let's zoom in on this orange square. So the more you zoom in, you see that in Photoshop, you've got a collection of tiny little squares called pixels. And the issue with this type of graphic, which is called a raster or a bitmap graphic, is when an object that's rasterized like this is enlarged, the squares just get bigger. And so they become more and more noticeable. So generally, the rule is don't enlarge raster graphics. That is not true of vector graphics. So we can pop back and forth between Illustrator and Photoshop files, right? And if we zoom in to the orange circle in Illustrator, look at that, those lines stay so sharp. I think I have a hand tool under here. It's under the magnifying glass, maybe. Yeah. So vector graphics can be enlarged, and you've seen this. Anybody who's ever gone to Target has seen, the Target logo hundreds of times, and imagine the range of sizes that the Target logo appears in. Could be 20 feet in diameter, and it can be as small as, less than an inch. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is pop over to Photoshop again and show you something kind of fun in Photoshop, and those are the filters. So filters, we don't get an opportunity to use them that much in professional graphic design, but I did want you to know about them. So one of my favorite filters to play around with is under the filter menu, pixelate and color halftone. And for now, just as we're getting started, let's use those default values. Press OK. All right, so this halftone is an enlarged sort of pixelation effect that reminds you of old comic books, right? It shows the halftone pattern that produces print material using CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Now, what could be fun if you press Command Z is go back into the color halftone panel and see what happens when you change the values. So let's kind of double. Oh, that's even nicer, isn't it? Let's see how far we can go. Oh, my filters are not operating. That's because somehow I unclicked from layer 1. So I have to have a layer active. Pixel, color halftone. Let's go up to 22. Ooh. So you can see that you can have a lot of fun with filters. I want you to relax and play around with a variety. I'm trying to remember some of my favorites. They're used, oh yeah, sphere eyes. Ooh, okay. I don't want to distract you. Go into Photoshop filters and relax and have some fun and see what you come up with. See you again.